Good day, gents, and welcome to another episode of Father's Fire. My name's Jody Cedric, and every week we get together to explore the joys, the challenges, the triumphs, the sorrows, and yes, the fun of being a dad. And I tell you, in every single one of those moments, the joys, the challenges, the sorrows, the triumphs, and even the fun, there is something, a lesson in that moment that you can draw out of that experience to help you become a better father, to be a better husband, to be a better man. And that's really the intent of us getting together every week to explore those experiences to help each of us become better dads, to become better versions of ourselves. And I want to remind you that I'm part of the Speak Fire family, so make sure to check out the rest of the crew and their amazing podcast. And this week, it's just you and me, no guests, just me and you sharing an experience that I had this week that I thought might be helpful to you guys. As you guys know, anytime there's family around my house and it's summer, that means lake time, boat time, wake surfing, tubing, and we just have a phenomenal time. And this week, my daughter came into town, Kaylani, with her two friends, Tori and Kendra. They're her teammates from the Utah Valley University Go Wolverines volleyball team. And my brother came into town, and we just had a fantastic day out, actually 2 days out on the lake. And what was really fun was we were all wake surfing. We were teaching Tori and Kendra and my brother how to do it. And they slowly, as they kept trying and we kept giving them tips, how to adjust their body, adjust their hips, they each got it. And as we were, surfing together, my daughter, Cynthia, said, "Hey, Dad, you want to be the base? And let's try me climbing on your shoulders while you wake surf." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll give that a try," because she'd done it with our oldest son, Devin, and the other kids have tried it and succeeded at it, but they've never asked me to do it. So Cynthia's like, "Hey, Dad, you want to try it with me?" I'm like, "Sure, I'm game." So we got our life jackets on, got into the water, and I'm like, my original plan was to start from being in the water. So we got in the water together. I got my feet positioned on the wake surfboard, and then she got behind me, wrapped her arms around my neck and my chest, and then wrapped her legs around me so that she would be like a piggyback. And then I told my wife to take off. And I couldn't quite get my legs positioned right where I could muscle through as the boat pulled us through the, just the wave of the water coming at us, pushing us through and up and out onto the surf on the wave. And I just couldn't manage it. So after a couple times we tried that way. And then finally I said, "You know what, let's get on the back platform of our boat and let's start from there," because I have really good success in starting from the platform. And so we got got the board situated, and then I got my feet situated and had the rope in my hand. And I said, "All right, since you climb on my back." And so she climbed on my back, and you could just feel the weight of all of a sudden having somebody on your back, and so I got all positioned and had everything aligned correctly. And you can check this out on my Instagram and on my TikTok, but I may even include this into the video snippet so you guys can see it. So we got all positioned, and I told Judy, I'm like, "All right, go." So she slowly started to take off. And as she took off and gained power, I slowly let us out with Cynthia on my back onto the wave. And that was just an amazing experience. I mean, extremely challenging, to have somebody on your back on this very volatile foundation, because I'm on the wave, but she's on me. So as we are getting onto the wave, and she is fully on my back. And once we got onto the wave in a good position, she said, "All right, can I climb on your shoulders?" And so she kind of worked her way up onto my shoulders. and we were able to get her on my shoulders while I tried with everything I could to give her a solid foundation. Even though the wave is moving under me, the current is moving us forward. I'm doing everything I can to give her a solid foundation so that she can climb up onto my shoulders. And then once she got on my shoulders, I was thinking maybe what I'll do is I'll let go of the rope and actually surf the wave with both of us on, no, without being pulled by the boat. And just as I was about to say something, she goes, "What do you think if I try to stand on your shoulders?" I'm like, "Sure, go ahead." So I lifted up my right hand so that she would have something to hold on to. And then once she got hold of my hand, she then tried to make that transition. Right leg on my right shoulder first, and then her left leg on my left shoulder, and completely stood up for a number of seconds. And I'm telling you, it was awesome. And so we're riding like that for a few seconds, and then got a little wobbly, and we both fell into the water. But it was absolutely an amazing experience for us to work through standing on a volatile, moving current, and me working to make sure that I was providing a solid foundation for her to stand on so that she could make all of the transitions from my back to my shoulders to finally standing up. And we were able to successfully do that. And it was absolutely amazing. And I'll put a link to the video so that you guys can see it, especially those that are listening on the podcast. And it made me think about what foundations are we providing for our children? What foundations are we instilling in them that will enable them to step up and stand strong, then stand firm and be able to move forward through their life? So I've come up with 7 foundations, and I'm sure there's more, and I'm sure you guys would have your list, and I would love to hear your list. So I've come up with 7, and I thought we'd discuss them. Number 1, I think it is absolutely critical that we as dads teach and help our kids build a strong personal relationship with God. To me, that is the foundation for everything in your life. And so Judy and I, as we had kids, we made sure that we had a weekly time together, a family home meeting on Monday nights. We spent time together. Sometimes that Monday night was, a combination of a spiritual gospel related message that we were able to teach our kids, trying to build that foundation, that faith in God and that relationship. But we also coupled that with games and treats. I mean, we would make sweet things and cookies and just have that time together as a family. So not only were we helping them build a relationship with God, but we, of course, were helping them build a relationship with us. So number 1, help them build a strong personal relationship with God. Number 2 foundation. Mom, your wife has to be the preeminent queen in your family. And your kids need to know that she is number 1 in your heart in the family. I am 120, 150, 200% proponent of, guys, you got to put your lady, your queen, as number 1 in your life, even before your kids. Because if the relationship between you and your wife is not solid, the relationship with your kids is going to be strained. So make sure that the foundation of you and your wife, that relationship is solid. And I know some of you men have, you're single dads now, you've gone through a divorce, but that doesn't mean that you can't build on that strained relationship and make sure that, your children understand that while we may have separated, she still is your mother. And you need to give her respect and deference and honor. And you, as men, need to respect her that same way. Even though some of those feelings may be raw and tender, you need to work to make sure that you're keeping that perspective from your kids' lens is spot on. That Mom, there's a special place for mom. So make sure that especially your wife is the queen of your heart, and your kids see you treating her like the queen of your heart. So how would you treat a queen? How are you treating your wife? Because she deserves to be treated like the queen that she is. Number 3, need to give your kids and teach them a solid work ethic. Doesn't matter what they do, whether it's in school or working or pursuing their career or their entrepreneurial interests or their creative interests. Teach them to have a good work ethic, to teach them that they need to be willing to pay the price of work and time to go and get their goals. To be able to have that ability to, even when it's tough, even when you don't feel like going to work or getting it done or pushing through, that they develop the discipline and the work ethic to pay the price to get it done. And that is absolutely, and it's really fun because now that my kids are older, man, I can see it, when they're young, you're trying to get them to work and they're resisting, but through your consistent efforts, they will develop appreciation, respect, and even a love for being able to work and pursue a dream that they have. And it's been really fun to see my kids, now that they're older, really have cleaned and developed a true work ethic, and they're succeeding in their pursuit of their dreams. So number 3, develop a solid work ethic within your kids. Number 4, and this goes in line with that, teach your kids that education and learning are not only critical, but they're ongoing. And I'm not saying that they have to go to college. Whether they are an artist and they're painting pictures, or they're acting, or they're modeling, they need to invest in learning and developing their skill, fine-tuning their craft. If they're going to go into the trades, they need to go through the educational steps, the learning steps, through apprenticeship programs or whatever that enables them to master that skill that they're going after. And if they want to be a doctor or a lawyer, pay the price and go to school, right? So develop within them a passion for learning. And I think a lot of times kids struggle because what they're learning in school is not driving them to something that they really love. So it's not that they're struggling with school, it's that they're struggling with not being able to learn what they're really interested in, what their true gift is. So help them understand that education and ongoing learning is really, really critical in their pursuit, in their growth, in their development as an individual, both on a personal level and also a professional level. Number 5. Oh man, make sure that they see and feel that you are invested in them. Make time where you are truly present for them. A lot of us dads, and it's a struggle, right? We work, we're trying to make sure that we're providing our family. But when we're home, when we're at their ball game or at their science fair, are we truly present? Are we paying attention? Are we really looking and listening to what they're doing? Are we appreciating what they're doing? And are we showing them that we are their biggest fan? Yes, good job, man. I can't believe you did that. Can you tell me more about this science project or this art project or whatever? Because, maybe I don't really know. If you can ask the questions that will show that you're tapped in, that you're interested, it will build a connection between the two of you. So make sure that you are fully present, that your kids see that you're invested and engaged and involved in their lives. Number 6, let them know and show them and build the fact that home is a safe place, that they always have a place to come home to, that they always have a listening ear, that while you may not necessarily agree with everything that they're doing, that they still have a place that they can come to bounce ideas off and go, Dad, I'm really struggling. Or what do I do here? Man, my heart's broken. I mean, let them have a place that they can come, and home should be that place. It's like I tell everybody, it's like, look, especially now that my kids are older, I've always said, I am raising kids to fly. I'm not raising them to nest, right? I don't want them to stay at home. I want to see that they're going to soar, that they're going to go pursue their dreams. But when they need to, they have a place to come home, their place of safety, of respite, a place to regroup, a place that they know that, they can reset, that they can find a place of refuge, that they can find love and support and understanding. So make sure that your kids know and feel that home is a place where they belong and that they can always come home to. And number 7, love. You absolutely have to develop a foundation of love where your kids and you feel absolutely grounded and connected. You are not going to get along. Surprise! You're not going to get along on everything. Your perspective is not always going to connect. But that doesn't mean that we can't love each other, that we can't support each other, that we can't walk through those dark moments, those challenging moments together. That love will push and carry us through those moments. Just like, when I was putting Cinch on my back, I was literally carrying her on my back until we could move off that platform onto the wave so that the current would push us forward. And I acted as the foundation. Make sure that love is the foundation of your relationship. That no matter what, if the currents of life, that the unsteadiness that happens, that they know that there is a solid foundation of love, a place of home that they can always come home to, that they know that Dad has their back, that Dad is their biggest fan, and that it is centered in love. Because love, as I have learned, love is not always easy. I once said that in love, all things are possible. But what I didn't realize, that some days love is extremely hard. It requires you to tap in deeper than you ever thought you would have to go. Be willing to tap in and dig in and build that love. Because your kids over time will see that Dad truly loves them. That they always have a place of home. They always have a place of safety. They always have a place of resource where they can go and explore and struggle and get feedback and encouragement. And it all is centered on your love for them. Guys, I would love to hear your foundations for your children, what you think is absolutely incredible. I know there are more, but those are 7 that I would share with you today. And I hope that these 7 things have given you something to reflect upon within your life. Please share them. I want DM me, email me. It's fathersfire@gmail.com. I would love to hear your comments. When I post this on Instagram and on Facebook, please share your comments, because all of us need to build those foundations that not only will connect us with our children, but will build solid families. Because if we can change the discussion, if we can change the mindset, we can change generations to come. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And please go check out jodycedric.com. I have some really cool dad swag, some hats and mugs and shirts. Go check it out. And my book is soon to be released. And I actually think I'm going to add one more chapter before I release it. But yeah, it's right on the cusp of getting done. So we will check you same time, same bat channel, just next week right here on Father's Fire. See ya!